All right. Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Diamond Rivera of the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast. And this episode is sponsored by Bachata Radio, where you can listen to this interview tonight live in high quality. And tonight, we have a really, really special guest, a person I consider a friend, a huge creative, especially in our dance and Latin scene that we have on the stateside and abroad, a man of many talents, of many hits, especially at our congresses and festivals and weekenders. But overall, just an awesome human being, man. And tonight here, I have my friend, Mr. Melvin War.
What up? What up, Diamond?
What's up, my brother, man? It's been too long since I've seen you.
Shit. What was it like? When we did the thing with Lola Jane, right? Oh no, no,
Yeah,
last. Or was it the Salsa Congress?
no,
No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
no, it was after Lola Jane, and then I think I saw you at that event, 26th Street near the water, when you did that live set with Q.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
so, man, we go way back. And for me, like many who don't know, me being a videographer, a lot of my songs, a lot of my visuals, those the songs behind it, a lot of it has just been through the genius of this man here over here to my right. I mean, Mel, before we really get started into this, I just want to tell you, as a artist myself, I understand the hard work, the dedication that goes into making every track, the endless hours of editing, mixing, and mastering. And tonight,
Bro,
honestly, I'm thankful. I am super thankful that we have you here tonight, being able to talk about just your journey, the experiences along the way, and just like what goes into making that kind of creative genius that you have.
damn man, making me sound like Kanye.
Well, I mean, you're
No, I'm
on
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
the
All right,
man.
so man, you want to know about that right now?
Oh
How
no!
much time we got? How much
Oh
time we
no!
got?
You
No,
got
I'm
some
just kidding.
time. You got some time. And honestly, I'm super happy because I really feel in our dance community, when we're able to kind of connect with the artist, I think that's special because a lot of times we love songs, but then when we can say, "Hey, I've met that artist, seen them face to face, had conversations," I think people are able to connect to the music more, and realizing that so many people have been listening to your tracks. I mean, all the way going back to when you did Antidote, that Bachata remix, and we'll get into that. But tonight we're definitely, I feel, going to get a better glimpse of who Melvin really is, not just on the musical side, but also on the human side. So, definitely, I love really starting from the beginning and understanding the journey and where it all began. So, definitely the floor is yours, and it's definitely having a good night tonight.
All right, well, shit. Where do I start, man? Uh, must have been like 10, 11. My first instrument was a piano. I took lessons maybe like 4 or 5. That died from cancer, so kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, something happened. You there? Ah, okay, okay. I was like, man, the
Yeah.
video just cut off. You good? All right, so yeah, so my instructor died from cancer like
Mhm.
years
Think
ago.
think it is timing out,
Learned
Melvin, maybe?
piano, so I kind of switched. I'm back.
Think so. I think it's a little choppy.
That's weird. So yeah, I picked up the guitar, started playing some rock. Avenged Sevenfold, Slow
Mm,
Down. Metallica, things like that. So my first genre was just metal, and I had a big asphyxiation to metal. Like I loved it, loved the energy behind it. Rock Band, the game Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
oh,
That
yeah,
shit got me going. It got
absolutely.
me going crazy. Yeah, I felt like when I picked up the actual guitar, it was a real Guitar Hero. I was like, yeah, I could do this shit,
Man, you're giving me vibes right now.
man. And then I don't know, must have been 2011. I started. I had an old band before that, rock band.
Mm.
2011, I got into bachata. And then, that's the start of Melvin War, the guitarist. Um, After the years, I got a little tired. I was like, you know what? let me try to sing. My dad was a singer and a guitarist as well. So I started writing my first song, original, Antidote. It took me like 6 months to finish it. It actually came out before the other Antidote by Travis Scott. So I was like, damn, he
Mm.
stole he stole my thunder. So yeah, I released Antidote, and then from there, I just kept going. I released Lifeless, the Passion for remix was after that, Lola Jane was after that, and I was just like, and then from there, I was just uphill. I was like, oh shit.
And it's funny you talk about earlier when you first started because most people assume that you probably started at home and just straight bachata, Latin, but now it kind of makes a whole lot more sense when you talked about the musical influences of what you
Because you're
had.
like, yo, his stuff sounds a little different. I wonder where he.
Yes. It's like it has that Latin flair, but it has that rock appeal. Like it's just
Yeah,
strings and certain songs. I'm like, wow, that's a little it has a little rockish tune to it. So it definitely makes a whole lot of sense.
and then
So
yeah, and
mhm,
then on the album, I used my brother, my twin brother, Kelvin,
yes,
and he does stuff for like Lil TJ and these trap artists. So there's a
hmm,
lot of trap influences in the new album too. So I'm just like, he's kind of like my the other half of me to finish a song now. So he's like
wow.
integral. Yeah, man.
I love it, and using that family aspect of bringing the people that mean the most to you on the music that you love, that you're passionate about, and
Yep.
also too, while we're here, you'll be having real live time comments coming in. For example, all the way from California, Mr. Michael Galindo here.
Magic Mike.
Yes, the man indeed, and just hearing about really the beginnings of where you started as you've had your rock influences, then you spoke really on your dad being a musician. What were those experiences like before you really picked up that guitar? Were you kind of following in your dad's footsteps in terms of musician aspect, or like how did that road kind of go?
Um, bro, I don't even. It happened so quick. Like,
Mm,
I, my dad didn't even inspire me to play guitar. My cousin bought a guitar, and
mm.
he was like, "Oh, I don't have time for this." So I was like, "Yo, I'll buy it off you." Just bought it for like $100, and then I guess it runs in the blood. I can play that thing real quick, man. But my dad inspired me to like write and sing and stuff.
Man. You see, and it's amazing because just to hear and see the smile and like the overall joy it gives because with music, it's a powerful tool. And realizing, especially when you start making music from either the first string you're hitting or the first song you actually record, I mean, it's a whole different feeling. And
Yeah.
when you started making music, did you feel like it was a gradual period or kind of things like you said came quickly to you?
Now, once I started, man, I started really slow. So
Mm.
it took me a minute to get a rhythm, bro. To be honest, because in between my first song and my second song was like a 3 year gap.
Wow.
But the thing with me is I keep making an idea and I'm like, damn, I'm inspired by something else. I got to make it. I have like 70 songs just sitting in my hard drive right now,
Oh my god.
and I've only released like less than 20. So
I
imagine.
mean, that's the hard
But
work and dedication.
once I got into that rhythm, bro, the pandemic got the best of me, bro. I've just been knocking songs out. But once I got into that rhythm, bro, I was just like, damn,
It,
light them
it's
up.
true. It's true. It's like an itch, and like once you get that bug in you, it's like okay, I like what I'm doing. Let's make another track, and then realizing with music, I think it's awesome because you had that rock influence from your dad, and then like you said, it kind of slowly transitioned into the Latin thing. So, what was the initial inspiration on making Antidote? Because I remember you said, of course, with Travis Scott releasing that after, but what made you create that specific song?
I kind of was had my ear to the scene. Well, I didn't know there was a dance scene back then. By the way,
That
FYI, I was had my ear to like the mainstream bachata scene, hearing what they were putting out, and I was just like, man, where's the swag? Where's the flavor? Everything's like kind of like everything's like cookie cutter. Like there's a special formula there. So I was
oh
just like, let me do an all English, type of R&B feel for a bachata, and then that came out like that. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. It's still my baby, but
yeah,
that was my groundwork. That was like, damn, I could really shape this into something else. And then once I made my last couple songs that I released as singles, I was like, yeah, it's time to do an album.
Mm. And and realizing too, sometimes it's those organic moments that kind of push us forward because sometimes like even though you can plan things, there are certain things that just go unplanned. And realizing when you made Antidote, like you said, you didn't really have knowledge of the dance scene. But I think
Nope.
realizing because again, there's been many producers over the years, but
Yeah.
especially in the bachata world, which was still pretty much fresh, especially around 2013, 2014. From my experience in New York, years after I started hearing certain remixes, either be Soul Tricks or John Moon or Sonic or whoever have you, but it was when I heard Antidote, I was like, whoa, they actually created, and because then of course I hear Travis Scott's, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting because I understood from my perspective when you're listening to a song, especially for people who don't know Spanish that well, when they hear a song that's familiar to them and a different beat, that can also get their attention, and that's something I
Yeah. And that's why I did Passion Fruit. I was like,
yeah.
you know what? Yo, and you know what's crazy? I had I found a leak to that Drake album. So I started that song.
Oh,
Yeah, I started that song 4 days before the album came out. So by the time the album came out, it was out in like a day or two.
and honestly, but seeing here the trajectory, the progress of going from Antidote, going to Passion Fruit. And I think what really helped was as the bachata scene was growing globally, in a sense, they started looking for music that could help them with their demos, help them with their performances, even those social videos, as you've seen people all over the world using your music to do
Yeah.
different projects, realizing there's certain artists that give a certain feel, the certain vibe, as they call it. And I think for me, hearing your music, I can tell that it wasn't commercial. You could tell that it was something different. And that's what I love because, like you said, even in the art form of bachata, things started sounding the same. It always happens with music. The popular songs, everybody's trying to do it. But what
Hmm.
I love too is that even you started doing you did Antidote, then you did Passion Fruit, and the songs after coming along, I started hearing even those Drake remixes. And not gonna lie to you, I felt like some of them you were singing on.
No, I was singing on all of them.
And see, it was funny, not gonna lie, side story. I actually Shazammed it and then went to Drake.
Oh, word?
I swear to you.
Yo, that's crazy. Nah, every single Drake thing I did, I sung it.
Wow.
Except for one Aurelia remix that I only did guitars. But like
Oh,
me and Soul Tricks, that was me singing the Passion Fruit, Feel No Ways. I have this like 3 song mix of a Drake song. It's only on my YouTube. The Drake Popuri.
yeah.
Ah man, bro, that guy has my. Well, we're in the same vocal range, even though I talk like more of a man than Drake. But nah,
No shade, no shade. But man,
ah,
I think what you were having, especially around that time, like you said, you started putting these remixes out, um, was a shift because what I started noticing was people were stepping away from Prince Royce's and the Aventuras, the Romeo Santos, even the JRs, we were hearing them. But now on YouTube, you started putting a bachata and you started seeing artists like yourself, producers like yourself. Now their music is starting to gain traction. And for me, a question I have really is when did you notice, like, wow, this type of community kind of has a real liking to what I do?
Lil Jane.
Mm.
Once I dropped Kiss Me, I was like, that's when I first saw. I was like, yo, there's a whole community that likes music like this. I was like, this is where I belong, yo.
I mean, you didn't know how crazy it might get at these parties.
Nah, bro, I didn't. It took me a
But
whole year to start doing shows, and I was like, man, yeah, people love this shit. This is fire.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and definitely getting into that now, I really would love to know how did that even come into play of doing that Kiss Me with Lola Jane?
So that wasn't even the original song we were supposed to do. It was supposed to be Leave You featuring Randy.
Hmm.
But for me, I don't like to mess with anybody's like the tempo of the song, and that one was a little too slow. So me and my boy were like, a boy Manny, at Trovador. He has his own like record label. He was like, "Yo, let's see what else you got." And he was like, "Let's do Kiss Me." And I was like, so I heard it, and I was like, "Yeah, this one's perfect." So when I made it, we released it April of 2017. It went unnoticed for like 9 months, a year, and then it just blew up for the last 2 years. And I was like, "Damn, it's
Mm.
crazy."
No, it's true because there are certain songs that in certain periods and occasions it just works. And not gonna lie to you, especially being a and I would say that Lola Jane, that one came out. What year would you say?
2017.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm because I
No, you
vividly
good, bro.
remember. I had to vividly remember because when I heard that song, and I remember I was at socials and congresses I was filming at, and once that song came on, it was like everything would change. It was just like, because we're so used to kind of the commercial bachata, and then the slow down remixes came into play, and then especially with Kiss Me, it just sounded so genuine. It
Yeah,
wasn't the synthesizers or the beats behind it. It was a mellow song that really, I think, was a crossover song. It wasn't just a Latin based song, in my opinion. It could hit every chart, every genre.
every market. Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, that's what I think is it helps as artists like yourself that know when something's going to hit, when they have that feeling themselves, because sometimes as a recording artist, and if you allow other influences to help with your selection, sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss.
yeah.
So you kind of following that. I remember too, I believe this was in LA that you had a live performance. And how was that?
Man, DJ Zana got me. That was damn. When was that? That was March 2018. Fire, bro. I was like, man, first time going to the West Coast doing what I love. That's crazy. Like I never been there in my life, and everyone loves like, oh, Los Angeles. It's this big
Yeah.
deal, and did not disappoint, man. But it was me and Lola. Oh yeah, it was me and Lola's concert,
Yeah.
man. But by then it was just she basically just sang that one song with me. But it was cool though. She sang the original acoustic "Kiss Me" and then she sang the bachata one.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
overall, we had a ball, man. We went to Universal, went out to eat, had sushi, stuff like that. It rained almost every day, which is rare in LA, but you know,
Oh, so when you got there, then it was, it decided to be a bad weather day.
it was setting up the mood for the sad songs I was gonna sing.
Ah, I like that. I like that. Mother Nature works in mysterious ways.
Come on, man.
So, question I have is, okay, you're getting kind of introduced into the dance world or the Latin dance world, as they say. What event or congress or festival did you go to that kind of like opened your eyes to this kind of world?
Uh, Phoenix is Phoenix is my favorite festival, man.
I said
And
it.
DCBX when I did the New Year's one,
Hmm.
amazing. And I was just like, yo, this is like the big stage for like congresses and stuff.
Yeah.
But Phoenix, man, Phoenix was I did that one before DCBX. So that one
Hmm.
was like, I was like, man, this is fire. Like this is the one. This is the one to go to every year. And I've been there almost every year.
Man, and see, that's important to hear about because we also understand, even as recording artists, um, there's a difference between being in the studio and then being live in front of an audience. So for you, did you feel like going into an audience field kind of was it natural to you, or there were kind of those early jitters that had to get you going along the way?
Um, well, my first show was actually in the salsa room. Salsa
Mm.
room? The salsa room, yeah. I was gonna say the shade room. I was like, hold on, that's a that's an Instagram page. TSR, I was at TSR. I was like, salsa. There you go, bro. I was nervous as hell, bro. It was my first time ever. Like, I don't sing in front of my family. I only sing in the studio. So that was my first experience as a professional performer, and I knew I did a okay job. But then
Hmm.
again, it was an okay pay. So I was like, I'm learning. I was like, I'm learning, so I'll take whatever I can right now. Start off pretty
Yeah.
low, and then I did a whole year of just like a super low price, so I could get my confidence and all that up.
Yeah.
By 2019, I was more loose, drinking on the stage, shit like that. Doing more guitar work.
Hmm.
But yeah, it took a few shows for me to get those jitters out. I mean, I still get those feelings, but once
Hmm.
I start, I know it's like I just got to deliver, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, and even talking about with the songs you've done, especially hitting back on the Drake references, realizing I started to notice, and I know we talked about it as well, was you love doing the Drake songs, but you didn't want people to feel that that was it.
Oh
That
yeah,
yeah, because I remember we have talked before. And for me, I always knew this is what, this is a nice little project you're doing, but I already knew that there was more out there. And, for me, a question I kind of wanted you to answer really is like the overall feeling of the success of a lot of these songs and remixes that you were doing. How was that success like for you? Did it feel kind of more welcoming, or you were kind of put in the position of, I got to make more and more and more?
20 2018
Mhm.
was when I started getting a little more attention. By then, in the summertime, I'd release a song every month until I had like a steady audience. So I guess then, yeah, it had me like, I was like, oh, people are loving this. I gotta release another one, release another one, release another one. But after like a certain time, I was like, man, I'm not trying to be like a TV show where I'm releasing something every month or every
Yeah.
week. I was like, I want to release like the album was my first release all year,
Mhm.
so I want people to like be like, damn, when's he dropping again? You know what I mean? That feeling. But a year was too long. So I was like, damn, when is he dropping again? Um, I am gonna start releasing more often again. I have a song coming out on January 1st, so we have that, and then
Okay.
so I don't know. It just depends because, like I said, I have 70 songs. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay in my prime, so I'm gonna just keep releasing, keep making and releasing songs now.
I feel you. I feel you. And I know you also talked about earlier your first album. Could you kind of speak on making that first album and kind of that feeling after everything was done, mixed and mastered, that it kind of had like that release, that weight off your shoulders in a sense?
Well, all right, hold on. It's gonna be a long-winded answer. So the album is actually a collection of old songs that I started.
Mm.
Like none of the songs there are younger than 2 years old. Everything's 5 to 2 years old. So
Ah.
there's a song on there, Descontrol, that I made after Antidote. After Antidote, I made that song.
Mm.
Like 2014, I started that song. Bro, when I tell you I have to revisit a whole bunch of like I have 4 or 5 different revisions of each song, bro. It's crazy. So hell yeah. I put my mind in 2019, I was like, yo, if I don't release this album in 2020, I'm whack. So thank God the pandemic hit because y'all would have been waiting until 2021, bro.
Man. I mean, we're definitely going to get into really the pandemic and the present and understanding because just to say real quick, I think you are one of the testaments, as well as other people I know, that have been able to still keep that consistency, still keep the creative juices flowing, even through all the hardships that everyone goes through. Because we see just people who are creatives a lot of times get into that block when they're not able to create at their full 100%. So for me, I mean, seeing especially the new album you had came out with, the Euros, and seeing the reception there, but even before then, because I mean, you even in this dance scene, as a musician, we notice too when things come around like Spotify and noticing your music on there is starting to creep and creep up and creep up and gain more views and just attention. I think that was special because as I felt, your musical was journey was growing within the dance scene because people were loving your music and kind of asking when's the next hit and realizing I think it's a different like what was that feeling for you going into an event and seeing people dance to your music.
It was pretty cool. Like my first show, people danced to it, but I don't think no one knew all the songs yet.
Yeah.
But my most recent one right before the pandemic hit was Baila Cura. Man, people were singing my shit, and I was like, bro, that's the growth that I like to see.
Yeah.
So it not dancing was great. It was a great feeling. But when I seen people reciting my lyrics word for word, I was like, man, little kid from a little town in New Jersey, people
Oh,
are reciting his lyrics. It's humbling, bro.
man, and like you talk about Jersey, and I believe you come from Perth, Amboy, that area. Rapid
Yeah,
City. I gotta remember.
that's a little DR.
Oh my god! And man, like, and I think it's special too because seeing your growth, especially over the years, and then you kind of gaining the attention of people like Kieran Cosmos and many artists within our dance community really embracing you as an artist is really great and important because I think everyone works within one another and it helps each and every person become successful. Because as I'm seeing on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, people's demos in the Ukraine and Russia and Spain and India using your music,
Yeah, it's
realizing that again
crazy.
is timeless. And here as well, we're going to the comments. Some people's names saying here, congrats on the new baby, Melvin. Yes, we'll definitely
Thank
get
you.
into that. Papa War over here. Man, as well, our boy Helio, all the way from Chicago, is in.
Dímelo.
Yes, yes. As well here, Mr. Marco saying that Balacura concert was to remember. Thanks
Thank you,
for
bro.
your work. And it's messages like this, especially, that I love to show artists like yourselves because to realize there are people that love what you do. And sometimes, too, as artists, we're consumed with just pushing out more and more content that we kind of lose track and don't take those deep breaths and just appreciate what we've been able to do.
I
You
agree.
know, and for me, seeing the growth and just seeing the attention you've been getting by other artists in the industry, dancers alike, just globally, I think is awesome. Because like, if I can travel to Minnesota, hear your song, then I'm on Instagram seeing someone doing your song in India as a demo, gaining 1 million views, and it's like, and it's special, man. Because I mean, the people feed off the music and
Yeah,
and
for
it
sure.
shows a lot. I mean, and I can say this: you have what you've been able to get over the years. Especially, I've seen his versatility, working with different people. Even I think with Vladi at one point, our boy Vladi Aragon.
Oh
Of
yeah, yeah. Did a couple guitars for him.
yeah, I know you've. I believe you've worked with people like Antonio Bliss. You've worked with DJ Soultrix. Um, a personal favorite, even though I think I've used out of the 70 songs you have and 20 you've released, probably 18, 19, but also,
Probably.
but one song in particular, I love that you had did some backgrounds on was a Danny Ocean song.
Oh yeah, yeah. With DJ Chitro.
Yes, that one for
Yeah.
me was an all-time favorite because it's just those songs and those chords that you're playing at the right moments that changes everything. Because as a videographer, I'm watching the floor and I'm seeing what the people gravitate towards. And especially songs from you that just put people in an experience. I've seen people just getting lost for 3, 4 minutes and then like, oh, the song's over. And it's like for me, being able to tell you as the person that's filming these dancers, man, you truly are loved in this dance community.
You know where I think that a little bit of that comes from too. I got. It's not a hot take. It's a warm take.
Okay.
As a guitarist, man, obviously, I help a lot of these DJs with the remixes. But when I do guitars, a lot of people think it's some complex, some crazy stuff. Nah, man, in my mind, what sounds hypnotizing, mesmerizing. You know what I mean? Something that
Yeah.
gets you start with your head and then your body follows. You know what I mean? So a lot of people just like, yo, why don't you do the, Anthony Santo? I'm like, nah. Those
No.
days, those days are great and golden, but they're over. Like for my music, for my music.
See, and that's something I definitely want to talk about quickly or in detail though, is understanding what your music is considered to many of the past as a newer generation of bachata. And you probably have heard discussions where people saying the old school versus the new school. But for me, I would love to know your opinion on really the evolution of bachata and how you feel your music correlates within.
Well, like we go by eras here, so it's like 80s, Luis Segura, those people that well, that's probably older than 80s. It really started changing with Anthony Santo, Vargas, Rivera, Frank Reyes, those people. Then we get into the early 2000s, Amatura, Nueva Era is up there too.
Yeah.
They ain't fade away. They're still, they got classics. Monchi Alejandra, Carlos y Alejandra. But then, after that, well, who was after them? Prince Royce and Romeo. That's about it. And then from there on, it was just us underground guys. But
Hmm.
the underground guys, man, great, great.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of J.R. Cowan, Profix. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
hitters that are unique. Not to say everyone else that I didn't name isn't unique. It's just I hear more flair with these guys. Like they're
Yeah.
more out there. So
And
go ahead, go
no,
ahead, go ahead. I was done.
no, no, I'm sorry. I wanted to say, like, I appreciate even what you're saying because you're speaking so highly of an artist that sometimes people don't understand. There are artists that love working with other artists, and just hearing you speak so highly, exactly, and seeing just you talking so highly, but being understanding of saying, "Hey, I love these artists because they bring a different flair."
Hmm.
And yes, back to you. I just had to add that in there.
You're good, man. But I'm gonna just piggyback what you said. I ask every single artist, let's do something. And there's some with, Calvin Collins was the most humble dude. He was like, yeah, let's work. I'm not gonna put no names about people that said no, but but they let these numbers get to their head, and they say these, like if I don't know any of your songs, don't ask to collab, and I'm just like, calm down, Romeo. Just chill. Like none of us are famous. We're here to work together,
Yeah,
and that kind of is gonna sound a little weird. That turns me off to to working with a lot of people, but
yeah.
I still do. I still do. My next song is actually a collaboration. The one after that is gonna be a collaboration, and then the one after that is by myself.
Okay, okay. I was about to say I thought there was a pattern there, but you
Mm-mm,
know,
mm-mm. Nah. This year, well, 2021 is gonna be a lot of collaborations because I have a lot of collaborations that I've been holding on for so long.
man, that's special. I mean, even hearing the collaboration you did for the what was it, the No Guidance remix, that
Yeah,
was see, like for me, it's like I'm an elephant. I'm remembering because too, like Melvin, which I love is that I know your songs a lot of times, but is that I can just hear that guitar and I know, and it's just
and
like
yeah,
yeah, for me, and I think everybody, some people see it as a negative, but certain people just have that niche of it's their music, even though they're still able to evolve and turn out new hits and new tunes, you having that person that you can hear that music and automatically identify with them, I think it's really special. Especially Helio here says he loves the guitar riffs from him and plus a humble guy. And just like you spoke about Hewan, speaking about you and realizing as an artist, you know, it is important to collaborate with other people and not just be selfish. And I think that goes for dancers, that goes for musicians, and many other people that kind of end up in a competitive world because
hmm
you said people are turning out music over and over. There's always someone new coming. And realizing, I think, with yourself, Joel, Sounds by Moon, and
straight to
many
the
other
moon.
yeah, many people you've been able to promote, and in turn, people like myself saying, "Wow, let me take a listen." That's why you do it
You
because
discover other people's music.
thank you, and
Yeah, come on
and
now.
absolutely, man. And I think now it kind of helps me bring in the segment that I have called the randoms, which helps myself and the audience get to know you a little bit more. Some questions are a little bit spicy and some of them are a little bit playful, but I think we definitely will have fun here tonight to learn a little bit more about you. So tell me when you are ready.
Lay it on me, bro.
All right. Number one, favorite food.
Bro, how can I answer that? There's so much things, bro. Like you can't go wrong with a great pizzeria.
Okay. All right. You get a pizza right now. What's the toppings?
Damn. All right, so lately I've been into jalapenos, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I put a little jalapeno, maybe like pepperoni or something. But
Okay.
then again, you know a great pizzeria by just a plain cheese slice. So
Yes.
I'll take half of the special shit and then half of regular.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Next question would be if you can close your eyes right now, and I think I know the answer to this. What is one event that you would be at right now?
You know the answer, bro. Can you answer for me?
Phoenix?
Phoenix. Yeah.
Come on. Man, I mean, trust
Hell
me,
yeah.
the visuals I've seen with you there and everyone else, I know it looks like an absolute experience that you just
Yeah.
have to see.
And even when you're not doing anything, there's just so much to do there, man. It's you know like it feels like you're in Mexico.
Oh man, I definitely. I mean,
Beautiful.
I mean, you're a few miles away, but I definitely, I
That's
definitely
true. It's
would.
right there.
Now for sure. All right. So next question is, what is your dream vacation destination?
Greece,
Santorini.
Santorini. I don't know. Santorini, Mykonos,
Okay.
anywhere.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
the hood of Greece. I don't care.
The hood cruise. Okay. I like
Oh, you
I,
know what we fire actually? Athens.
Athens. I like that.
I
Many
don't know if
people
the
say
I don't know if it's water there.
Santorini and keep it there, but I'm a traveler, so I
Word.
like the Athens one. All right, next one. Hmm. What is a huge don't for a person that wants to meet you at an event? And now what I mean is you always have those moments that you've been at events and someone just does something that just completely turns you off, whether they're asking for an autograph or asking about your music. Are there people that just do things that just completely turn you off?
My biggest turn off, and this in general, is when anybody says, "Man, I love all of your remixes." I'm like, ah, I don't make remixes. I was like, I just help out with guitars and the DJs, but I sing everything I do.
Yeah. I
That,
mean,
but I don't get mad. It's just like, you almost
yeah,
got me.
yeah. I mean, but that also goes to show you that a lot of those songs that you're covering and doing, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, a lot of those Drake songs, like I told you, even Shazam thought you was Drake. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you
All
know,
but those are covers, so
yeah,
covers
I mean,
remix, same thing. So I'm just like the Drake ones, yeah, yeah, I love those too.
okay, okay. All right, next one would be what would be your spirit animal?
Damn, I never really thought about this one. Do Pokemon count? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you know what? For you, it would, because I'm a Pokemon fan myself.
All right, so I'd be a Growlithe.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, fire breathing dog. I'm a dog. I go after it, bro. I get it how I can.
Okay. Okay. So if you're gonna go there, I'm actually gonna change this. This next question is
You
gonna,
like that one?
yeah, we're gonna hop on the animals then. So if you could be a dog, what dog would you be, and not a growler?
Like an actual dog, like an actual dog breed?
Actual dog.
Oh, I'd be my dog, bro. He living a good life. Shih Tzu.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought
I
you were gonna
mean,
say Rottweiler.
I should be like something like a pit or like a German Shepherd, to scare
I
people.
mean, even Helio says he's definitely a mini Godzilla. I guess.
Not in real life. I'm an actual Godzilla. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
Nah, probably if we're going by living a good like how I treat my dog, I'll be a Shih
yeah.
Tzu. That
Okay.
month, yo, that dude lives the
He's
best
getting
life on earth,
he's getting better food than kids at summer camp. I feel you. I like that.
bruh. Come on now.
Only the best. All right, next question would be if you could have any of them, what superpower would it be?
Manipulating time.
Mm, okay. I like that. That's a little
Hell
extra.
yeah.
And little okay. I see where you're going with that. Okay. All right. This next one here, and I love how we're kind of rolling along with these questions. This one I feel gets a lot of my guess, makes them really think. Three people that are most influential to you at this point of your life.
Um, shit. It's too much. I gotta put God first over my wife. Then
Hopefully,
I put wifey.
okay.
Nah, she's somewhere. I think she's downstairs. God, I put wifey, and then my twin brother.
Mm. So God, your wifey, and Calvin.
Yeah, I put my older brother too, but it's unfair. So we said three. I'll leave it at three. He'll understand. Me and my brother the
If you
same
want, if you
person.
want to find them together at the end, that's fine.
They could
No
be
worries.
tag team partners. They come in and out whenever they want.
All right. I like that. I like that, man. Thank you. I love these answers because trust me, I've heard many people just almost take like 5, 10 minutes and it makes them like think like, wow, there's so many people in your life. But I know, of course, three is too little. But all right.
Hmm.
Next question would be what is a special talent that many wouldn't know you have?
Uh, Pretty good at gaming.
Oh, really? Okay. What games then?
I'm pretty good at Apex. I used to be really, really good at Gears of War. I used to
Mm.
be really, really good at Halo.
Oh,
Um,
oh, you were probably a camper. You might-
I never camped a day in my life, even in real life.
Or people hiding in the caves. Yeah, I see.
Man, I know. Yeah, I'm really big on gaming. What else, man? What else am I good at? Pretty good at staying alive.
All right, that's a great one. That's a great one.
I'm pretty good at hustling, making money. Try to get it how I can.
Yeah.
And I suck at multitasking. I'll throw that
Mm,
one in there.
okay. So you're good at not multitasking.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. As well as we're talking, we have DJ Paco Renan Biran here showing
What up,
some
Paco?
man. And this last one, I love asking because the answers are crazy. I mean, as of recent, I think Ataka Alemana and Luis and Jess have been able to answer this one, especially they did a little tag team with their partners. But if you were on an island and disclaimer, there is no Wi Fi. What are three things that you would have to have with you?
Mm, a guitar, an acoustic guitar, actually. Something to start a fire. I don't know. Something to start a fire. I gotta cook whatever animals I kill.
Okay.
Um, and something to kill animals or something. You gotta. I'm sorry for my animal lovers, but you gotta eat.
You gotta eat. Right. If the kind of,
I need to make some pollo guisado.
I
Nah,
like it. You know what I love is that you didn't even think about a plane to get out of there. But you say, you
hell
know what?
no, bro. I'm gonna be in paradise, bro. What?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Kind
See,
of gotta disconnect, man. I've been connected for too long. Hell yeah.
oh man, I love it, Melvin, and thank you again for doing this quick little segment. It definitely, for me, it's awesome just getting to know a little bit more about the artist, and now it kind of helps me transition into kind of before COVID and realizing throughout the years of you started your music, starting to make tracks, starting to do collaborations, from kind of then until around this year, what have really been your essentially your career?
Wait, what has been my what? I'm sorry, you kind of cut out.
Oh, sorry, your overall kind of thoughts on your career, really.
Uh-oh. Oh, snap. I lost him. What's up, everyone? Hmm.
Hey everyone, sorry for the mishap. I know it's crazy. Technology is ridiculous. We are getting everything back on. And yeah, we'll get right back into it as well. Here we have again Mr. Melvin. Okay. Are you able to
We
hear us?
back. We back.
We back. We back. Oh God, thank you guys for understanding the technical difficulties. But yes, my last question was really Melvin. Over the years, we've kind of seen the trajectory and understanding your growth over time. But for me, a question I really have is, how do you feel everything has been, all from all the collaborations, all of the songs, all the journeys, all the events you've done? What are the biggest lessons that you've learned?
Um, biggest lesson is, stay consistent because it could all be over in the blink of an eye, man. Not just like life in general, like any opportunity. Um, be respectful. Don't stay true to yourself. Like
Yeah.
price, your sound, your intuition, everything. Everything taking time. Take all that into account. And no, just stay true to yourself. Be as genuine as you can because you'll attract the most genuine and people, fans, supporters, etc. Things like that.
I absolutely here as well. We have the one and only Courtney Matthews giving
What
some love
up?
here, as well as my boy Brandon Contreras here, all the way from Rhode Island.
Oh shit, it's
Man,
my guy.
Man, it's special too because over the years, as you've been to many events, you meet a lot of these dancers and you build those friendships. And realizing too, I can say over the years, just seeing the amount of just overall genuine love that I feel many of our people from the dance community have for you, whether it be from attending live events you're at, whether it be DJs playing your music all over the world, and whether it be now with, like you said, things like Spotify. And I definitely want to congratulate you on your recent accomplishment through Spotify. I think over 700,000 streams,
780,000.
780,000, just creeping up to 800,000. And realizing, like, those are things you can never take for granted because you realize the mainstream artists that many of us admire, the road it takes to get there. But for people like myself that can say I know you, and seeing how much hard work you put in. I mean, those live videos that you have at the studio late night, those aren't for nothing. Those
Word, yeah.
those hours of mixing and mastering aren't for nothing. And for me, it's a huge congratulations for you because I know what it takes to get to that point, and just the overall love you have, especially, for example, again, DJ Fat
What
Tony
up,
all
Tony?
in Florida, and DJs specifically. I say this: the DJs, every time they're getting a new track from you, I'm always hearing it. I usually hear it first. Either I bought it from remixes.com or you sent it to me, and then I'm hearing it at a social, and man, they just like they feed off of it. It's like almost when's the next Melvin track coming out? And man, you're definitely a hot ticket in this scene. I would say, I know I see so much global attention coming your way, but just seeing what you have now and the audience you're building, I think is really, really special.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's just, man, do what you do with love, bro, and can never go wrong, man. Can never go wrong.
absolutely. And as we're coming now to the conclusion of our discussion, really, I really wanted to kind of get a feel from you, even though you've kind of talked about it previously, was with COVID hitting our community, but the world in general, and seeing how many people that I know, their creative process and their creative flow hit a standstill at one point, because this was something that was affecting everyone in some capacity. And I've talked to many artists, who said, "Yeah, it's hard to sometimes get up and want to create, um, because you don't feel like you have that motivation."
Hmm.
But realizing, seeing you kind of just pushing forward, being consistent, how was that approach for you? Kind of when COVID hit and things stopped, like, was it immediately like, all right, I'm in the studio working?
Wow. Uh,
Hello,
the best thing is my own studio. Yep. You
say
good?
Uh, I can hear you, just a little bit choppy.
Wait, how about now? We're good?
I can hear you, just probably just the visual is like choppy, but I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, The best thing about me is I got my own studio. Um, Pandemic didn't really change my like motivation or anything. I
Hmm.
just it actually made me work more because I had to move all my equipment to my apartment. So I just started creating there, and then
Mm.
I still had my day job, so it's not like I was missing out on money. Life was good, man. Honestly, I had a great time during this pandemic. We'd have like these little brunch. Me and my wife had brunch sessions. She'll
Yeah.
make some crazy dish, and I'll prepare the hookah and the drinks and all that. We'd have it was a ball. And then I had time to work on my music, work in my day job, watch a whole bunch of shows on Netflix and Hulu and all that. Play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Didn't really affect me much. It actually made me more creative.
Huh? And that's awesome to hear because realizing that you can take kind of what's happening or the distraction around you, kind of block it out and focus on what you want to do. And like you said, I would definitely second that during this quarantine and help me connect more with my now wife, and realizing that, you just have to adapt to the situation and seeing you being able to debut the new album Euros, especially on Spotify and other streaming platforms, realizing how many people actually love it and just can see your growth and see the progression. And it's no longer with people with music that they just listening to one or two or three tracks. They're listening to the whole thing back to back, whether they're in the gym or in the car. And
Yeah.
just realize, like you said, um, you've been able to learn. You've been able to kind of trial and error, and your songs become better. Because, like you said, there's a song on that album that was from years ago.
Descontrol.
Yeah, so I mean, you're realizing that there are always those songs that you've kind of made in the beginning that you said like, all right, I'm getting better, but they're hits for a reason. They're on the album for a reason because they just have that feel to them. And
Hmm.
man, Melvin, I'm truly, truly proud of all the work you've been able to do over the past few years and really be consistent, and really pushing your brand further than, like you said, what people would assume is just the remixes. You have so much
Yeah.
original music that it's great. And I just love especially you being open to collaborations, which I think is great
Oh yeah, man.
because
Thank you, bro.
nowadays a lot of artists they don't want to collab unless it's super beneficial only for them. But I think when you're working with other artists, no matter the tier, it's really just about experience and helping
Yeah.
everyone get better. And for me as well, seeing what you've been able to through this pandemic as well, giving a big shout out to you and your family because you are becoming a dad soon. So, big,
Nah, man.
yes, the arm emoji. We need that brown arm emoji.
Yeah, thank you, man. Hell yeah, we're excited, bro. It's gonna be great. I already
Yeah,
know, man. I already know.
man. I mean, you're gonna have to come up with a little hashtag. War baby, baby war. I don't know. I'm just saying. You have enough hashtags, but seeing the one, seeing hopefully this,
This baby means war. Nah, not just... Come
and
on,
watch
man.
somebody try to take that. Watch, man.
Yo, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Wait, to piggy up back off of something you said,
Mhm.
I feel like I forgot what you were talking about. It was something about brand, something about
Yeah,
branding. I feel like a lot of people nowadays too has become in the pandemic has become more of a business move, which I get because some people's livelihood is on this. So it's hard for I'm grateful I still have my job, but it's hard for people that only lived off of dancing or
yeah.
performing or being a DJ. But man, they're adapting to making it work, virtual stuff. So a lot of people had to change, man. It's crazy.
Absolutely, man. And honestly, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight, getting to know a little bit more about you, about your do's and don'ts, the foods you like, and just so much more. Loving that you're a Pokemon lover as well as a Gears of War fan and a Halo fan. So,
Hell yeah.
you know, how about question? How about that Cyberpunk 24/7. Are you gonna get that?
I'm hooked on it. I've been playing it, bro. Yo,
I had a feeling.
it's really good, bro.
Uh,
It's like GTA, but like
uh, yeah.
with the downfall futuristic city feel, bro. But it's crazy.
Oh wow, man. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I think that might be some motivation, maybe for a future song, a little futuristic there. Seeing where that falls. But
I got my next two albums planned out already, so
oh
we're
man.
gonna we're gonna be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be different than Arrows or Eros.
All right. Well, I definitely can't wait to hear that. I know the audience definitely can't wait to hear that for the future. New music by Melvin War. And again, Melvin, tonight I really had an awesome time speaking with you. Um,
Likewise, bro.
yeah, for me, again, I do this because I appreciate the platform that you guys have, but also I appreciate that you being able to come on to my platform and speaking your truth, full honesty and transparency without feeling that judgment. Because, I mean, we all need a place where we can just speak our minds and really understanding how you feel about things, what concerns you, what you're looking forward to is awesome. And again, for me, the last question I do have is really, what do you feel is in the future works for Melvin? And I mean also things that you can speak of. Don't worry about new projects you can't talk about, but what really is in store for Melvin War?
Just music, man. Honestly, that's I live, breathe, eat music. I do want to get into more futuristic sound. So like I already have like my own unique sound, but I want my next and future projects to be like, damn, this is different than what he usually does, which is already different. I'm trying
Mm.
to be cyberpunk bachata,
Oh,
2077.
all right. I like that. I like that analogy. Okay.
That's all I want to do, man. My what's in store for me is just I want to keep growing and keep perfecting my experimental bachata, you know, phase.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely tell you this, man. You got my support 110%.
I
Uh,
appreciate you, bro.
of
Always.
course. And when I get back into filming, events and when things are much safer, definitely your music is going to be one of those I'd love to use for future events. And, honestly, tonight again has been really special. I thank you. I thank you for your time. Please, again, send love to your family from me, definitely during these holidays. And, like I tell all of my guests, this is our first interview, but it definitely won't be our last. And again, I'd love to have you on next year, seeing what Melvin War is up to, how the new family's doing, and,
Oh yeah.
checking up. And, again, I appreciate this time that we had tonight.
Thank you, bro. Likewise. Good time. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone that's been able to tune in. It's really been really special. Again, everyone, please check out Mr. Melvin War. Melvin, before we go, tell them where they can hear your awesome music.
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, at the Amazon, Deezer, at the what, YouTube, the oh Alina's here. What up? I
Yeah.
love those guys. I love those guys. Can I please request you do an R&B experimental Zouk mix? Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, just go to any of your favorite platforms and just search Melvin War. SoundCloud, I don't have much, so just go on YouTube. Just search Melvin War. If you want to find the album Melvin War, Eros, Eros. And then on Instagram at Melvin War, Facebook Melvin War, Twitter Melvin War Music. But I don't use any of that shit. But yeah, you can find me all those places.
I mean, I tell you this, you can Google it, Melvin War. I think all that stuff will
Oh
come
yeah,
up.
well yeah. Just Google Melvin War, boom, will come in.
And then, of course, Elena, yo, you can do it. Man, but thank you again, Melvin, for your time. Had a great time talking to you. And again, stay safe and definitely cannot wait for the next interview.
Thank you, my bro. You as well, man.
And thank you, audience. Stay safe and happy holidays.